Hello everybody, this is a guy from Playman with a tutorial on Sony Vegas. Again, a requested tutorial by Mr. Well, his second part of his name was Ciprioni, or sorry mate, I just can't pronounce the name. You'll have to excuse me for that, and yeah. So he wanted to see how I made the muzzle flashes on the FAMAS video I did. Actually, the stock footage I used was from the guys from Corridor Digital. They made a video with their own stock footage, and yeah, you can basically just extract a frame from it, which are the muzzle flashes apparently. I will include a link to that video in the description. So now we're going to key out the black parts from this muzzle flash. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know how to do this. Just chroma key it and select the black part. But since this one has just blurred the edges a little bit, lower the threshold so that it gets nice and dark. You can do it like this, and then you can easily just select screen as your blending mode, and you have a perfectly good muzzle flash. So now just track motion it to your muzzle, to the end of your barrel. The size actually, to me, it should be bigger. That's how I think it's more realistic. It sells it. And just check your timing. Well, yeah. Supposedly good. Just make sure it's either 1 or 2 frames. It depends on the amount of movement. There we go. It depends on the amount of movement you do. So I'm not gonna show you how to do all 3. I'm just gonna show you how to do 1. So this here is the tricky part, because I have actually Movie Essentials 1. And we have right here this 9mm shot, and we just need the smoke from it. So we're just going to move this for one. We're going to move this 1 frame until the smoke comes along. Set the blending mode to add. As you can see there, we have smoke. Then just track motion it onto the barrel of the gun, and now let us see what we have accomplished. Yep, looks pretty decent. Now I'm gonna show you how to make the lighting around the gun and around on your body and stuff. What we gotta do is we have to duplicate our main layer, our main video layer, and put it above every other layer. Move to the part, shrink it to the part where you shoot. Make it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frames, for instance. So now that we made it 8 frames, we'll just set the blending mode to add. Move to where we shoot. Shrink it more, because apparently I haven't shrunk it. And simply click. If you're not having, by the way, if you're not with Sony Vegas Pro, you can do this. So just click on the mask tool, select the pen tool, and mask out those parts of the body where you think the muzzle flash would cast a light. So as you can see, I have started to mask out those parts of the body where the flash takes place. Of course, on the wall we need a significantly bigger flash, but now as you can see, the flash itself looks like crap. So what we do is go to feather type and select both, and for the wall you must increase it to the end or the muzzle flash will be lost, and decrease the opacity to like, I don't know, 20. Yeah, 20 is good. So do the same thing for the rest. Click on both, but on these make sure that you basically the part you selected stays lit, otherwise it will just look bad. Then select, oops, Control Z, no, Okay. Come on. Oh, there we go. Then select the other mask. Select it to both. Light it up. Then we select the last mask. Move it to both. Play around with the feathering. And set this to fade out. You do this by clicking on the corner. And yeah. And now let's see how it looks. Pretty decent. Yep. And oh, we have time. And for the last thing I'm gonna show you is how to animate shells coming out of the gun, which is a pretty badass thing you can do to make you sell your hits or sell the shot or whatever. So you use the color gradient, the normal, the liner one. Select the aspect ratio to 90 degrees. Come on. Okay, there we go. So now it's 90 degrees. Just shrink this. Shrink both ends down. Come on. 90. Thank you. And we select color number 2 and make it yellowy. I say we because you can choose the type of shell you want. Some shells are not yellow, maybe gray or something. I'm not sure. I'm not a weapons expert. Sorry. So now we move to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just say we move to like 10 frames or something. Shrink it down to 10 frames. And now we will mask out the part which we want our shell to be. I'm gonna make it a bit more shellish. And to make it look like a shell. Not that it's gonna be obvious pretty much because it's yeah, this crap, but don't mind it. Because it's gonna have effects, it's gonna be small, so you shouldn't care that much about how the shell looks. It should just be a line, a straight line. There you go. So now that we're on the frame where this baby starts, we'll just shrink it and put it where usually the shells come out. It depends on the weapon, but I think that the shells from the FAMAS come from this part right here. Correct me if I am wrong. Get the size right. I'm not sure if that's the actual size, but I don't give a crap. So as you can see, we've keyframed this. You basically, when you want to keyframe, you move to where the frame starts, where the thing starts, and just click on it, and then we have a keyframe. There we go. We don't need this one. Now we're gonna move to the almost about to the end of the clip. Click again and move it out of the shot. Come on, move. What the hell? Oh crap. Don't tell me I just made a boo-boo. It's not the time for boo-boos. Need this part. Thank you. Now we move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move a bunch of frames along. Keyframe it out. Why isn't... Oh, sorry. Now we keyframe it out. There we go. Now it will basically be animated flying out of the gun. What you can do is in the middle, somewhere in the middle, just spin the shell so that it looks a bit more realistic. Capture the physics of the moment. There we go. So now we're just going to select video effects and go to liner blur, which is right here. And this is my personal opinion. You just have to mess around with what you want with the angles and all those things. So yeah, let's just say that it's something close to that, and it's a bit too slow. So move the last keyframe down. Yep. This was it, guys. Yeah, this was the tutorial. Thank you for watching.